Hey, what's up guys, TechTime here, and I'm back again with a brand new video. Really quickly, I want to thank you all for 28,000 subscribers. We're so close to getting that 30,000 subscriber mark point, so if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so. And in this video, we're going to be talking about the 2023 Motorola Moto G Play, and I have spent over a week with this device, and I have some thoughts on it. So let's begin. So this is going to be divided into a couple of categories. We're going to talk about design, display, we're going to talk a little bit about the speaker, camera, performance, and I will end it in kind of a final verdict. So let's start with the design itself. So this phone is made entirely out of plastic, which is not the end of the world, right? Especially for a phone that costs between $70 to $150. It looks nice. So the back is very slippery and has this kind of smooth matte touch to it. And let me tell you, these buttons are so good and tactile that they will embarrass phones that are triple the price of this device. So yeah, thumbs up for the buttons for sure. On the back as well, you also have this Motorola logo as well as a fingerprint sensor, which is embedded within the logo. I think it's really nice. It looks stellar, kind of a classic Motorola look. And you also have above it the triple camera setup, which we will definitely talk about. The main sensor is 16 megapixels, but more on the camera later on in the video, so stay tuned. As far as the top goes, you also have a 3.5mm headphone jack in 2023, so thumbs up for that if you still use headphones. Alright. And you also have a microphone next to it. So now let's flip the page and talk about the display itself. And this was where kind of you'll start seeing compromises. So first of all, this is a 6.5-inch display, and it is IPS. It's a 720p panel that has a alright quality, but lacks resolution. Listen, and that is to be expected, to be honest with you. I mean, hey, again, $70 to $150, not really much to complain about. So the quality is fine. It really is the resolution for me. It's 720p. It's not crazy or anything like that. And here's a fun feature that this display has. So it does support 90 Hz refresh rate. However, put an asterisk on that. We're going to talk about this more in the performance segment of this video. So just because it supports 90 Hz doesn't mean it's going to be great. Stay tuned. So as far as the content consumptions when watching videos and scrolling through social media, things of that sort, it's a not too shabby display. It does the job and it does it fairly decent. If you have your phone held far enough, you won't really notice the fact that it's a 720p panel. It really is not the end of the world. So content consumption, watching videos, doing things in that nature is not bad. Actually, I found it, I don't know, respectable. So didn't really bother me that much. Okay, so the speaker, here's a quick listen on the speaker and I'll get back to you on that. It costs only $200, which is insane to see in 2023. So the back does have textured material that supposedly help with the grip, but not really. And the Samsung logo actually has texture to it, which is a nice look. As far as your I/O goes, you have a headphone jack, a microphone, your USB. Alright, so the speaker is yet another compromise that you get when you pay this price point. It's kind of a below average, it's not really that loud, and it just distorts at highest volume to begin with. So not the best speaker, but you do get a couple of options to bypass that. You have a headphone jack and you can also use your Bluetooth headset if you want to really listen to stuff. So yeah, that's my advice. The good thing about the display before I end it is that in outdoor conditions, it did fairly decent and actually was really respectable in that regard. While it wasn't the brightest thing in the world, it really held up on its own. So it definitely gets a thumbs up from me in that regard. Okay, so let's flip the page and talk about the camera. And this is also yet another big compromise, but listen. So this does have a triple camera setup with a 16 megapixel main sensor, a 2 megapixel macro sensor, and 2 megapixel depth sensor. Though those 2 megapixel depth sensor and the 2 megapixel macro sensor, they're useless. Let's just discuss the main camera. The photos that comes out of this phone are lackluster. However, they're functional for what they do and for what this price of this device is. So it's not gonna, give you those crazy incredible photos, but they're gonna give you photos that work. When it comes to outdoor conditions, it's gonna do okay. Nothing past okay though, let me tell you that. And it does take pictures fairly quickly. So fast at taking pictures, and the focus on here is not too shabby, but yeah, the quality of the photos that come out of this phone are lackluster, and they're not really the greatest thing in the world, but they're functional and it's a camera and it works. So now let's talk about the performance. And this is where things also get yet another compromise. So the spec sheet is the following. So you get an octa-core MediaTek G37 processor, and you also get 32 gigabytes of storage in addition to 4 gigabytes of RAM. And the best part about this performance is, listen to this, this phone does support a 5000 milliamp hour battery. This phone is really slow and stutters a lot, it lags, it just not a good performer overall. When it comes to even loading the basic tasks, it takes longer than average, than I would like it to be. And do you remember when I said let's put an asterisk on the fact that this phone does support a 90 Hz refresh rate? Well, listen to this. Because this phone performs poorly, it feels like it's stuck at 60 Hz and doesn't really push 90 Hz all that much. So I didn't even feel that this phone had a 90 Hz refresh rate. It more so seemed like a 60 Hz. The only thing that is saving the performance of this phone is its battery life. So like I said, this battery life is beyond excellent, and the funny thing is that this battery life beats out flagships like the S23 and the S23 Ultra, which is mind-boggling and just crazy to even say out loud, but it's the truth. The battery life on this phone is excellent, and the lackluster resolution of the display also helps out in battery life, so thumbs up for that. So if you're looking for a phone with a good battery, you got it. Now, here's my big verdict when it comes to this phone. So the Moto G Play 2023 edition is full of compromises, from camera lacking quality, display lacking resolution, and even performance lacking speed. But listen, it's not the end of the world. It does have a nice design going for it, and the battery life is excellent. You also get up-to-date software. So for all that, for a price between $70 to $150. So the reason I have this price range is because depending on how you get it, so if you get it outright unlocked, it's $150. If you get it with a carrier, it's around $70. Is it well worth the buy? That all depends on your needs. So compare your needs to what I said in this video and let me know in the comments, do you think that this phone is worth it? Do you think that this is something that you would be interested in? If it is, leave a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments, and definitely subscribe to the channel. More videos are coming, and I will definitely catch you guys in the next one.